it's not just been in New York. I mean, we've seen crime on the rise throughout the country, but a lot of this tied to the leadership in major cities. I mean, you can live in a very red state, but your big city is likely run by a Democrat with DAs that are likely Democrats. They're not all bad. But a lot of them have gone very weak on crime because they were these Soros-backed DAs that are coming in with a political agenda, much like Alvin Bragg, for instance, who and why this hearing is going on by the Judiciary Committee is to show, why is Alvin Bragg using the resources of the people of New York, but also federal resources to try to make up a crime to prosecute Donald Trump. I mean, that's literally what he's doing. So why are you focusing on that so much when you've seen a surge in violent crime? And that's even when you've downgraded how we track violent crime. For instance, in New York, 52% of what used to be a felony case have been downgraded to misdemeanors. So more than half of the initial felony cases are now only misdemeanors. So when you're tracking felony crimes that have been committed, he's taken out half of those from even the tracking database. Take a listen to Jim Jordan just going through the facts. Bite 3.
2022, Mr. Bragg's first year as district attorney, New York City saw a 23% surge in major crimes. Felony assaults rose 13%, robberies spiked 26%, burglaries in New York City went up 23%, grand larcenies were up 26%, and auto theft increased 32%. Transit crime surged nearly 30%. Imagine that. You leave criminals on the street, you get more crime. When
you feel like your community is out of control, whether it's drugs or mental illness and all these issues that kind of piled up, and we're seeing that they're going untreated, and whether the treatment is prosecutions and being tough on crime and supporting the police and making sure we have police in communities, or it's mental health programs. It's probably a mix of both. It just feels like we're not getting the job done for our communities.
No, I think that's right. And it is certainly the violent crime. It's the fact that we're not prosecuting folks who steal stuff from Walgreens, and the second order ramifications, right? The follow on from that is more homeless people on the street, more risk, people having to stay at home when they wanted to go out, drugs available widely, cheaply, because they can cross our southern border because we're not enforcing our basic laws at our southern border. These are the things the American people can see. We need American leaders to step up. This isn't political, Jordan. There's no Republican and Democrat laws. There's only a border to enforce and basic criminal codes that would need to be enforced. And when you don't do that, whether it's at the federal level or district attorneys, Americans across the board are worse off for that.
Our major cities, for the most part, we had seen the crime of the 90s, the gang violence. That had calmed down. There always is going to be criminal elements in cities with 15 million plus people.
Yeah.
But they felt generally safe. From New York to Chicago to San Francisco to L.A., they became places that people went on family vacations. That wasn't the case in the 70s and 80s. But they got cleaned up. And so we did get used to it, even after 9/11, which was seen as like a one-off terror attack, not a criminal element that was going to be ongoing. Yeah. People went back to New York.
Within a few years, people were back in New York. It took a little bit of time just for everyone to feel comfortable, but it was not very long before. I was living there within 2 years. And it was a very normal thing. It was a thriving area, and hopefully you'll see a massive comeback as well.